My injury is... Welcome to week 2 of the Olympics, a series where I talk about all my wonderful and horrendous injuries that I'm going through throughout my running journey. Now, to bring you up to speed with what is going on, about 2 weeks ago, I experienced a lot of pain on my left leg on the inner side, and I was worried that it could be a stress fracture, so I took some time off, and we are kicking off week 2 in similar fashion. My physio wanted me to do a test run just before I saw him throughout the week. So I did my usual warm-up routine on the Tuesday, but it just did not feel right. It felt uncomfortable still, and I didn't want to risk causing further injury to the area. So the run was scratched and I just did some spinning instead. And then the next day I went to my physio for the face-to-face consultation and the assessment on the injury itself. And now we're going to go back in time, where post-physio examination me is going to tell you the results of that meeting. So I went to see my physio today, and he has confirmed that my injury is a medial tibial stress syndrome, also known as shin splints. So, good news that it's not a stress fracture. Still kind of sucks that I have shin splints. And he has told me to take 6 weeks completely off running. And yeah, on the positive side of things, it's not 3 months or even longer, so that's really good, but 6 weeks is a long time. And although it might not look like I am sad or upset, I am on the inside, because I really miss running and I can no longer run for 6 weeks. Now, I've had a few days since I recorded that clip that you just saw to reflect on what I have learned and what I've been told by my physio. And, well, I'm not as upset now. I can use this downtime as an opportunity to sort out all of my other injuries that I mentioned in the previous episode. I can use it to build up my foundational strength, which was pretty weak to begin with, to be honest. And then I can come back primed and ready for my next race. One cool bit of information that I didn't know that my physio told me is that MTSS, which I have, also known as shin splints, is actually a very early stage kind of stress fractures, and it kind of works on a scale. So you would have shin splints, like, let's say, very early stage, and if you do not pay attention to it and you just kind of let it continue, it can turn into stress fractures. I thought that was a pretty cool bit of information. What is also helping me stay in a positive mind frame is, really, if I was to get injured, this is probably the perfect time to get injured. Yes, I was kind of training for a 10K race, but it's not the end of the world. I've got bigger races coming up. I've got a marathon towards the last quarter of the year that I want to run. And to be honest, that is the most important thing for me right now, is running that marathon. So really focusing on the long-term goals, the long-term targets. So for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to become best friends with a stationary bike, and I'm going to be in the gym as much as I can handle. And the stationary bike is going to be a hard one for me. I just find it so boring. And like, I do try to pass the time watching TV shows or films or virtual bike rides, but the bike just feels very disconnected from my phone. What I would love is a bike like a Peloton or anything similar to that, where really the screen is hooked to the bike, so you can go on classes, you can do virtual rides, and the resistance gets set for that ride. Like, that would be perfect. But I cannot afford a Peloton bike, so I got to deal with, well, what I have to hand. Anyway, guys, we have got a diagnosis. I feel quite relieved about that. I know exactly what is going on now. And all we got to do now is work on recovery, keep going forward, and hey, before you know it, we'll be back out on the roads, back out there running, back out there racing. If you are on any runs at all this week, I'm very jealous of you, but no, have an amazing time, and I shall see you on the next week.